makeup for when I go out. It's perfect for a wedding or just any kind of special occasion where you just want a look that enhances your natural features. So we've already cleansed, so I'm going to use the multivitamin B, A and C and E. So I'm going to put that on now. This is really good because it's really hydrating and just locks everything in before you put your primer on. I'm going to go straight to primer. I usually apply this with a brush just because I feel like you can get it all over every area of your face pretty evenly. So if you're going out for a night out or for a wedding, it's perfect because your makeup will stay on all day. The next thing that I like to do is use the Perfect Skin under eye highlighter. So what I do is I just kind of put it in a V under my eye so that you can sort of just blend it in, and you can put it on the high points of your face. So I usually go down the bridge of my nose and just at the top of my lip and just a little bit on the forehead there. And this is kind of weird, but I do it around here just because I have a bit of pigmentation around my lips and I like to enhance when I have my lip liner on. So then I would grab the Beauty Blender, and what I do usually, I just spray it with a hydrating spritz. You can spray it with water, but the hydrating spritz is really good for under the eyes because that's the most dehydrated part of a lot of people's faces. The next thing that I do is I just get the cream contour and I put it on, basically on the contours of the face, so the cheekbones, just underneath, and the forehead. I sort of picture it as if my face is a 3, basically, the easiest way to describe it. And I take it a little bit down here, and I go a little bit on the nose. And then I grab the other side, which is the highlighter side, and just on the top of my cheekbone, above the lips, on the cupid's bow, down the bridge of the nose. And I like to put it in the inner corners of my eyes, just to begin with, because I just feel like it highlights that little corner and it makes your eyes look a bit bigger. With this one, I don't blend it in. I usually like to just wait and I put on my foundation next. Some people blend it in first, but I think it blends when you have the little kabuki brush. So I just pop a bit of foundation on the back of my hand, then I sort of work it into the brush like that. And then just evenly blending it all over the face. I personally like to be able to see my little freckles on my face. I just feel like I just like that, but you can go a bit heavier with the foundation if you like. But I think for weddings at the moment, it's really in to just have your natural skin showing through. The good thing about this foundation is you can do just a natural sort of your natural look where it's not much coverage, or you can layer it and it goes to a full coverage. And so next, I would get some powder just so I can sort of set that foundation, and it gives a bit more coverage as well. What I do next is I go onto the bronzer. So generally I just grab sort of an angled brush just so I can get the contour right. And I dab it on my hand. That's a good tip. If you don't want to go in too hard with the bronzer and you just want a bit of a natural contour, I would dab it on your hand first to get all the excess product off. And then in the same places that I put the cream contour, that's where I'll put the powder. I like to sometimes even bring it a little bit down my neck, just so it all blends and it doesn't look too dramatic. And then I usually go in with the same brush, so the little angled brush, but this time I use the tip of the brush for the blush. And I always dab it on my hand and just on the apples of your cheeks, and then blending it up a little bit. This is a kind of weird tip that I do, but I use the same blush on the blush brush just to add a bit of definition to my eyelids, and I sort of hold it a little bit flat and squeeze it, and I just close and give the eyelids just a little bit of definition before you put your eyeshadow and everything. So next I'm going to go with the powder highlight, and I just sort of grab a fan brush because I feel like it goes on lightly and just sort of more naturally. And just the same place where I put the cream highlighter, I'll put the powder highlighter on. sort of do it in like a little sort of, picture that to be like a C. And I take it all the way up there. So pretty much putting that on all the places that I put the liquid highlighter on. So next I'm gonna do brows. So this comes with a little brush in it, and I take the darker side because I like my eyebrows to be quite defined. And it is a little angle brush as well. And I start on the outside edge of my brow. I find a tip to achieve sort of natural brows but defined brows is don't go too hard with the product on the inside of your brow. I sort of just, that's why I start on the corner, just so that I can bring it in with less product on the brush. And then I just do the same for the other side. So then I'm gonna start on the eyes. Usually, first of all, I'll go in with the lightest color that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna use the color Beach. And it's sort of just a peachy kind of color, really. And I always tap it off just so that I don't get all the fallout like on my cheeks and stuff. So then I'm gonna go in with a bit of a darker color. So I'm gonna go with the Orchid. And in the crease, I'm gonna do the same motion just to darken it up a little bit. And then with those same colors, I'm gonna get a different brush. So more of like a pointed tip kind of brush. And I'm just gonna go in with the same color, the peachy beach color. I'm gonna take that under my eye. I don't take it all the way across because I feel like that makes my eye look smaller if I bring it too far across. And I sort of just blend it up a little bit to blend into what I put on the top. And then with the same, so with the Orchid color, just a bit darker, the same thing. And then I'm gonna get the blending brush again. And I'm gonna go in this time with a darker color. So I'm gonna go in with the black. It's called Sin. And with this one, I'm just gonna be in the corner. I'm gonna do the same with the other side. And then with a sort of flat angle brush, I'm gonna take the black again. And this time, I'm gonna put it underneath, but just in the corner, just under the lash line. Then I just take it a little bit across. I don't take it all the way. Then I'm gonna take the clean blending brush again and just make sure it's all blended in. So next I'm gonna get kind of a flat brush, and with that I'm gonna go in with a way lighter color. So I'm going in with Fair. Actually, let me just test it. So it's kind of like a golden color, and I'm just putting that on my eyelid. What I'm gonna do again is I'm gonna grab the highlighter little pen, and I'm just gonna put that in the inner corner again, just to brighten it a little bit. And just maybe a little bit on the brow bone. Liquid eyeliner, I'm always really scared to use. Probably a tip that I would say is don't just do a straight line. Don't just go try and make it a straight line and do a straight wing. Sort of just press it a little bit, so just in sections. And just gradually go along in little motions. I don't do a wing, but I usually just extend it a tiny bit just to make my eye appear a little bit bigger. So next, I'm gonna go in with the mascara. I always start on the corner as well, just to sort of extend the eyelash there. If you're not gonna wear eyelashes, fake eyelashes. This mascara is actually really good because you don't need to use too many layers of it. And it doesn't go clumpy. I hate when mascaras go really clumpy. So what I would do next with the remaining, I wouldn't dip it back in, but what's remaining, I would just put a little bit on the bottom, the lower lashes. So the strip, it's just got a bit of glitter on it, and I feel like I'm gonna put that just in the center of my eyelid. So next I'm gonna do lips. So I'm gonna go for a red lip liner. I don't know if you can see the difference, but it's just like, it looks a lot bigger, I find. And it's just as simple, it's like the tiniest bit out of my lip line. And I actually put the lip liner all over my whole lip because I find it helps your lipstick stay a lot better. And then I'm gonna go over the top with just sort of like a matte lipstick, liquid lipstick. I always use red lip liners because I like to have a red undertone to my lips without having them always being a red lip. I find it's kind of more of just a natural kind of red lip. I get quite dry lips, so I always like to have a lip gloss. And I feel like lip gloss makes your lips look bigger as well. So I usually finish just with either a setting spray or some kind of, I'm using the hydrating spritz. And I feel like this just locks my makeup in and sort of gives it a really nice finish. And it's really refreshing.